Jake, talk to me about how your body is. Will you be playing this week?
Yeah, I got through the weekend pretty well. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm pretty excited. So, yeah, basically got through the game and ready to go.
What's the plan? Is it now you're 100%, or are you waiting to tick off any other hurdles this week?
No, I think I ticked all that off on Saturday down at Casey. So, yeah, spoke to the high performance manager yesterday, and basically I'm ready to go. So, yeah, looking forward to getting the call up.
It would have been a while since you played in the VFL. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed going back down there, playing with a lot of guys that I haven't played with before. Train with them a lot. But yeah, I think it was 2019 since my last VFL game. So it was just good to get back down to Casey Fields, and the weather actually wasn't too bad, which was good. It was it was a little bit cold, but no wind or anything like that, like it normally is.
What's the last 2 months been like for you? I guess obviously rehabbing that, but what about in terms of the coaching side of things? What have you, I guess, learned that you maybe haven't previously?
Yeah, so obviously, when I found out I was going to have surgery, I kind of was a bit like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself other than rehab my ankle. So I just went to Goody and said, I want to sit on the bench with you if that's all right. The AFL gave us approval, and then for me, it was just really buying into, helping the boys game day. At the time I had surgery, I think it was 0-5. So went on the bench, and I was 3 wins in a row, and then we lost against Hawthorn, so blame myself for that one. But no, I think it's just about, when you get injured, it's obviously tough, but for me, it was more about just what can I do in that space to help the lads out on game day. And being a leader, I just thought that sitting on the bench game day, getting a perspective of a player to player relationship. So that's all I really focused in on, and I felt like the boys really appreciated it, which was good.
Does it change your perspective on anything?
It's a stressful job, I think, coaching. Watching Goody a bit more closely on game day was quite unique. Just to see, for me, I only go to the bench sort of 1 to 2 times a game. So, and normally I'm not looking at Goody at any of those stages when I go to the bench. I'm not really catching my breath, but just to see how much communication he has to provide, how much calmness he provides our group, it did change my perspective a little bit. And also, the guys upstairs, just talking to them, the coaches, just understanding that it's a completely different view up there to what it is on the ground level and how hard it is.
You talked about player connections there. Was there anyone you most connected with in the back line over there?
In that time, in the 8 weeks? We probably wasn't in the back line. We had a bit of a fun time against the Hawks. I know we ended up losing the game, but myself and Colton Tolstrop were the 2 people sitting on the bench in between. So we were on the outsides of Choco Williams. And if you know our footy club, they're 3 pretty loud people. So had a bit of fun with those 2 on the Hawthorn game, and providing a lot of energy for the bench, because it is a time and place where it does get a little bit sad at times when you're losing. So trying to provide a little bit of energy.
Talk about today, this morning at the G, and then up here, what's happened?
Yeah, so we went on a cultural walk with Rob Hyde, just to talk about Indigenous communities and Indigenous, obviously Sir Doug Nicholls round, pretty significant round for our footy club. I know that the club gets right into it. Last week we were able to have a traditional lunch with all Aboriginal and Indigenous foods, which was quite amazing. Our chef, Ange, she provided some amazing meals. And then, just this morning, just gathering more education about it. I was driving in today reflecting on some of the Indigenous players I've played with. I've been pretty lucky. I've played with Stephen May, who's a fair footballer, Cozzy Pickett, Eddie Betts, Charlie Cameron. So I was just reflecting this morning on, obviously I grew up a Sydney fan and was absolutely in love with Adam Goodes and Michael O'Loughlin. So to then play with some amazing Indigenous players, I think it's just a great education couple of weeks for the players that aren't Indigenous, and we learn their stories. And in previous years, Steve and Cozzy have got up and told their stories about what community they're from, and all the stories that they've been taught as well. So I think it's an amazing couple of weeks. I love wearing the jersey as well. Obviously, Cozzy's old man did it this year, which has been quite unique and amazing. So I really thoroughly enjoy these 2 weeks learning a lot about Indigenous communities and culture.
Can you just take us back to, I know you weren't over in Brisbane, can you just talk us through what that win meant for the group?
Yeah, we spoke about it this morning. Obviously, it was a great win, but we understand that, you know, week to week you can see in the AFL now that, you know, if you're not on 100%, you seem to get rolled most weeks. It doesn't matter who you're playing. So for us, as much as we, you know, took a lot out of it, there was some things, especially through the last quarter, that were quite amazing in terms of what we've been probably doing in last quarters previously to what we did on the weekend, and we just stuck at it. And I don't know how many scoring shots we had, but geez, we dominated that last quarter. So that was obviously exciting for the group, but understanding that it's a bloody tough ask, the AFL industry. So we haven't shied away that we've got a pretty big challenge this week as well.
And watching from home, what were you most, I guess, impressed with from the team?
Oh, look, I think I spoke about it, that last quarter, you know, really, I said to someone this morning that watching the game, the first 3 quarters, it was just a game of football. Like, it wasn't like anyone was dominating. No side had a real advantage. And then in that last quarter, just to see the guys continue to play the way that we know that we can, and then put on the performance. I think we had like 17 of the last 20 inside 50s of the game. So for us to be able to dominate the time in forward half like we like to, it was amazing against a bloody good side.
Want more content? Click on the videos below and keep the momentum going. I'll catch you in the next one.